Hello, and welcome back to the Dungeons & Dragons Podcast UK. My name is Yazmin, and I will be the DM.
Hi, my name's Colin, and I play Cuin de Greymont, a paladin from Gavany.
Hi, I'm Spencer. I play Cadeau Chasseur, a cleric also from Gavany.
Hi, I'm Brian, and I play Ogvar Surefort, a ranger from Kessig.
Hi, my name is Samantha, and I play Elora Greyvale, a sorcerer from Nephalia.
Finally, after a night of reasonable rest and recuperation, the whole team, but especially Elora, Esther and Cadeau, were feeling much more energised. The continuance of the quest for the church and the Archangel Abyssine herself weighs heavily on their minds. With their sights still firmly set on their journey to Selhoff, they must first escape the misery of this mire. Episode 41, Frog in a Bog.
Okay, so you've been travelling downhill, and everyone make me a spot check.
Spot check.
18?
Ooh, that's a 20 all in from Elora.
16 for Ogvar.
Okay.
11 for me.
So as you start dropping down this hill and you're coming down, you've been walking for about half an hour, when you see down below you, directly in your path, a horse-sized brown toad. You can see that as it's sat there, it's got this little like stubby warts dotting all over its skin, and as it's sat there, it's not looking at you, it's actually turned away from you, and it's sat in front of what appears to be like a small pond area. You can see it's from its back, its throat, which is bulging and rippling constantly as it's about to like it's about to croak. You can see it kind of like constantly. Big
Giant toad.
horse-sized toad.
Anyone got a saddle?
You're going to make a check.
What gets out quicker?
I say, that's a rather large toad. What do you reckon? Do we scare this one or what? Because it's rather large, size of a horse.
It's fairly hefty by the looks of it, because, yeah, it's not exactly small. I don't know whether we can skirt around this. But it's got one of those really long tongues as well.
Esther, have you experienced one of these before?
Yes, they're quite common to swamps around Nephalia. They're just giant toads.
Are they dangerous?
Not particularly. They're quite easy to beat, I believe. But it might be a good idea to watch out for poison. They do have poisonous skins. I do know that.
Okay. And are they aggressive?
Oh, as aggressive as any magical beast is, I suppose.
You say magical?
Well, yes, it's obviously, well, it's a large toad. It's a magical creature at the end of the day.
What do you reckon? Do we attack or...?
Well, I think we try and pass and just try and stay a decent distance away from it and just hope that it's not feeling too hungry and just try not to bother it, maybe.
I suppose
With the risk of poison, and wise not to get too close.
Yeah, I suppose those with the crossbows and bow keep it drawn just in case, you know.
Yeah, I'm going to equip... Elora's going to equip her... she's going to take her light crossbow into her hand.
Yeah, lightweight.
Okay, 2 light crossbows, right? Okay.
A bow, yeah.
So what are you going to do?
Can you see a route round it, Cuin?
Yes, well,
You say there was a pond in front of it?
Yes.
Can I assist being at the front as well from finding the route?
yes.
Yes.
Does it look like we can go round the pond?
You don't know how deep the pond is.
So we'd have to go around it anyway. But...
Yeah, there is a route around the pond, yeah.
Okay. I suppose we better start around.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you have an idea of safe distance from one of these, Esther?
Not particularly, no.
Want to go to the left of the pond or the right?
So, the scene you've got in front of you is as such. You are coming in from the eastern side, and about 40 foot in front of you down the hill is this toad. It's sat kind of in this body of water. You can't tell how deep the water is from this point, but it's sat in this body of water. To the far kind of north side of this pond, the more kind of like northwest side of the pond, there is a bit of almost like a small outcropping into this. It's got a bit of a tree on, there's a bit of rock there, and part of the way into this pond is what appears to be, or you can just about make out to be, what appears to be an old fountain-esque structure.
Can we make the assumption that where the toad is, because I'm guessing we roughly understand the anatomy of a toad,
Yes.
that if it's sat there, we can get a feel of the depth where the toad is at least?
Yeah, so on this toad, the water's probably just about kind of knee height. You could say that probably the water is about knee depth.
Where the toad is?
Where the toad is, yeah.
Okay.
It's a special toad that has 8 foot long legs.
Well, exactly. or
Not-
It
very,
just comes out.
yeah, sat on a very strong lily pad. They grow them tough, those lily pads.
So-
When I say knee depth, I mean your knee depth.
Yeah.
So the fountain, when you say fountain, you mean like a man-made fountain?
Yeah, it's almost like a blocky stone structure which looks like a fountain, you could imagine. It's all kind of like broken and listing to the one side, covered in like algae, slime and kind of moss. But it looks like a fountain, like a man-made structure.
Is the toad facing us? Or?
No, this toad is facing away from you. It's almost sat here surveying its territory.
So people, I suspect if we want to have a look at whatever that thing is in the middle of the pond, we're going to have to take on the toad first, because
Don't you think it's a
I'm
bit
not getting in the water with it alive.
Well, don't you think it's a bit strange that there's something man-made here? I mean, we've not seen anything. I mean, it's...
I saw some footsteps yesterday. Footprints.
And we came out of a man-made structure right in the middle, didn't we? But you're right. We haven't seen anything for 2 days. This is the first thing we've seen that looks like it's been made by a man
Well,
in 2 days.
hopefully this means we're somewhere near civilization, because we need to get out of this place.
There can't be much more of it.
God, you would hope not.
So what do we think? Spread out, kill the toad, then have a look at whatever it is?
I think.
Well, I think it might be wise to actually just fan out a bit, rather than
Curiosity
sit there
has got
as
the better of
one
us.
target in one place, perhaps.
Is anybody a particularly good swimmer?
Well, I can swim.
That's handy. Okay.
I can swim, but varying levels of success.
Well, shall we spread out a bit so we've got varying angles of attack on this thing while it can't see us?
Okay.
Yes, I think that'd be sensible.
Yep.
Okay, I think ranged attacks it is, isn't it? If it's got poisonous skin, like you said, Esther, I think probably the further away from it we keep while we shoot it, the better.
Yes, but potentially yes.
Well,
Right.
I'll just stand here ready and get my old shield on my arm and morning star ready.
Okay, well, I'll go whichever side of Cuin Ogvar doesn't go.
Ogvar will move round to the left.
Sort of 10-foot spacings apart. So that I'd assume somebody then will end up in flanking, won't they, kind of?
No, you're going to be the
No,
opposite side.
Have you? Oh, okay. Yeah, so stick me 10 foot the other side. I assume the rubber isn't a feature, it's just a
No,
rubber.
it's just not.
Oh, I was wondering.
Yeah, things on the border. Yeah, move Elora around to this side,
Which
please.
way do you want to go?
I will go to the side of the camp.
Oh, so hoping Esther was coming.
Okay, Esther will move over there, and she'll go, well, I'll come this side, but I don't know how helpful I'll be. I don't have any ranged attacks.
Okay, we'll do as much as we can from far away, but if it does get up close and personal, I think you might be just the person for the job.
While it's not looking, she'll try and shoot at once.
Okay.
Oh, are we just gonna attack this? I'm whispering down the line because everybody's now sort of quite spread out.
Are we passing it on? Are we doing Chinese whispers?
Yeah,
Oh, that'd be quite funny by the time it
Send
gets
3
to
and
the
4
end.
pence for going to a dance.
Yeah, yeah. That would be kind of funny. We should do that around the table and see what happens by the time it gets to Cuin. Okay, well, to be fair, the nearest person is about over 5 foot away from me, so...
Yep,
I
so
kind of
you've
can't-
spread out.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I say we all fire at once.
I'm just going to knock an arrow and
Okay,
sort
so you're whispering that.
Nod
Nobody
down the line.
hears you.
Nobody hears me. Okay.
And don't forget, anybody who's within 10 foot of me gets a +4 on moral saving bonuses.
That's one each side.
of... On what moral?
Yeah, well, moral, in other words, saving throws, you get a +4.
Okay, cool. So yeah, Ogvar will knock an arrow and sort of just jut his head out of the line and sort of like give everyone a bit of a
Yep,
nod at the toad.
okay.
Yep, I think I follow what that means.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll.
Cool.
How far away are we from there? Quite away, aren't we?
40 foot out from the
Okay, so I
toad.
can't use point blank. Do we get any bonuses for it not seeing us?
You'll be attacking a lower DC.
Okay.
Can I ask you just a question? My extra attack is only my
Melee.
first.
Yeah.
No, but it's my first attack,
Yes,
not
not
whatever
only, no,
else.
no, it's,
Okay.
it's melee only.
Yeah, but I know it's melee only, but it's if they all attack it, I don't lose it.
No, it's only on your first turn.
Okay.
Okay.
you.
Elora is going to, she's going to fire at her light crossbow.
Yeah. Ogvar will
Bolt
use.
on it.
Yeah, likewise.
The three of you acting at the same time?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
I'll be doing rapid shot.
Yeah, when he gave us the nod.
Okay, roll to hit.
Oh, dex. Plus 4. Oh. Oh, so
18 all in from me.
that's
Hits.
a 19 plus 6.
Hits.
It's 25.
First shot
25.
is a.
Does that hit your critical threat range?
Yes, it does.
Right, roll to confirm critical.
Right. Oh no, that's a 10.
No.
I've made my first good roll of the day.
So
I've done 8 damage.
Yep, okay.
my first one was a 20 to hit.
Yeah.
Not natural. Second shot was better than that. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gonna hit.
yeah. So,
Roll damage.
My damage would be 6 from Elora's crossbow.
so do I get the +1 for the compound bow on both shots, don't I?
Yes.
'Cause I have to- okay. So the first one is 8 points of damage, and the second one is 5 points of damage.
Were you fine with us?
No, wait,
No.
I'm
You're waiting.
Right,
I'm melee.
okay. So,
Have we woken it up?
the three of you stood in a line. You kind of, Ogvar, you lean out from the line, you give the nod to the others around the front of Cuin, and you all take aim at the toad and release bolts and arrows. All four of the shots you fire out hit. Ogvar, describe it as your final arrow kills it.
Yep. Let the arrow go, and nice high trajectory, and just sort of comes straight down on top of it. And I imagine it was doing this bit of a throat bulgy thing, like, and then it just goes like a
You're popping it.
yeah, I popped it.
Yeah. There is an incredibly loud bang, followed by a loud splash as this giant toad collapses forwards into the soup.
I'd say that was cracking shots there, everybody.
Yeah, that was quite good. I haven't played with crossbow for a good while, to be fair.
It's
Felt good.
a very effective tactic there. Most pleasing.
So Esther, if its skin's poisonous, I'm guessing we don't want to go and check the body, do we? Because it might infect us.
I suppose you could poke it with a long stick, but
Oh, I got a stick.
I can't imagine that a toad's going to have anything very interesting on it.
No.
It's a toad.
No, I think whatever that thing is in the pond is worth having a look at.
Yeah,
So
probably.
round. Can we see all of the outline of the pond? Can we tell that
Yeah,
this side
from
of the
where-
pond is closer to the thing than where we are at the minute?
yeah, from this angle where you're kind of stood above it, you have a good view of where the pond ends on all sides. So yeah, you can tell that the closest point is actually on the opposite shore.
No, I suppose we should walk round, have a specky.
Yeah, find how deep that water is, I suppose.
Yes, well, it's a bit further from here to walk across. I mean, it might be all right, but One never knows.
Yeah, why risk it?
Yeah.
Could do with a cloak and many things right now. Haven't got one of those though.
Yeah, oh, for a boat.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Elora's going to have a look. Can she see anything else? There isn't a boat or wood or planks or anything lying around,
No,
is there? There's nothing
you can't
human.
see anything really.
Man-made.
Maybe in some areas of this pond you can see a couple of like bits of wood sticking up, but it could be trees, it could be bits of wood. You're not really sure.
But can we see that it's a clear route to get round to here?
Yeah, you can see that you can very obviously walk all the way around the left-hand side of this pond.
Do I take it at this point that the fog here is not here?
You've dropped down into kind of like a hollow almost. This is in a hollow, so there's
Left the fog behind above us.
yeah. You can see there is definitely fog, but it's just thinner here.
Okay.
You can catch the arrows. I wonder if they make the will make all arrows and bolts poisonous now.
I'm not sure I want to go in there and get it.
Yeah, okay.
Debatable.
Yeah, I think I'll leave my bolt in there. It'll probably have broken anyway. Actually, that's a good point. Cross it off.
Well, whatever that structure is, it looks like it hasn't been touched in ages. I mean, it's covered in lichen and... Well, it's old, isn't it?
I was going to walk up to the edge of the pond here and have a little... See if you can see anything closer from where he is.
Okay. Make me a spot check.
Okay.
Try and push him over.
Yeah.
It's all over again. Must be those bloody dogs.
It's gonna
I'll
be-
point him at the structure.
Yeah,
that
that's
way.
going to be 23.
Yeah, okay. From this angle, you're about 15 feet out from it, and you're kind of stood right on the edge of this pond. This pond, it's got kind of like pebbled shores, and you can tell that had it been clear water, it'd probably be a really nice, pleasant little spot. But as it is, you've kind of got this foul-smelling, almost green, lime green-looking sludge in this lake rather than water. You can see bits where there's kind of like scum floating on top with weeds and just general detritus and dirt. And this fountain, you can see it clearly is a fountain now. And it's half fallen over and tipped on its side. And from this angle, you can see that it once was very beautiful. It looks to be made of a sort of a marble stone, very elegantly cut, obviously very well crafted. With your backstory as being a stonemason's son, you can tell that a lot of time and effort went into making something truly beautiful here, and it's all intricately carved. Looking at the actual main subject of the fountain, clearly there's no water flowing through it anymore. What water there is kind of sat in the bottom, and it is clear water sat in there. It hasn't been tainted by this muck around it. But the actual subject of the fountain used to be a griffin. You can tell one of the wings has been chipped off and fractured and lies kind of, you could assume, in the water.
Okay. So there's a statue of a griffin.
There's like this statue of this griffin, very proud creature, kind of head curled over, almost prancing on the spot. But the wings chipped off, it's cracked. You can see maybe a bit of stone poking just out of the water, just the tip of it, where you could assume the wing has fallen in. And it just looks in a general state of disrepair. Had it been whole, it would have been absolutely gorgeous.
Okay.
I'll wander over to Ogvar.
Yep.
Do you think it's worth further investigation, Ogvar?
It's very well made. Very beautiful. Very. It's a great amount of craftsmanship has gone into this, and it seems awfully odd for it to be out this far into this mire. Is there anything else? Can we sort of have a scan round? Is there any other buildings nearby?
Yeah, when you look around, you can't see any of the buildings. This little bit, where you're stood at the moment, you can see that this pond kind of tails off towards your right-hand side, and it's almost buried under fallen trees. You can't see where it ends, but it just disappears off somewhere into the right, and you can see the fog starts picking back up, and you just don't have a view of where it goes. Okay. But in your general surroundings, I mean, the hillside you've just come down, it's fairly barren. There's some trees around, but it's fairly barren. You've got this one tree to your left, and there's kind of more just fog elsewhere. You can't see any other man-made structure.
Something tells me that we just need to head back to town. That's where we were going, back to the city. But this is a bit curious that this is here. I mean, it must have been part of something, or people must have been here once.
We've got to get round the pond anyway, haven't we, to get to where we're going? Cuin, are you interested in wandering around the other side with me, see if it looks any different from the other side?
Why not? You know.
Yeah, okay, I'm going to go for a wander around the other side then,
Yeah.
to get
me.
myself to sort of over here.
Okay. Are you all going?
Ogvar's going to stand there with his hands on his hips and just look at it.
And chuck me a Cuin.
Shot me a few.
Clank, clank, clank.
Right. Can I tell anything more about it from this side?
You can see exactly the same that Ogvar saw.
Yeah. Shall I use the old stick to see how deep it is and
Yeah,
go over?
give this bit a poke, see if we can actually get a bit close to it, have a proper...
Yes.
See if there's anything in the water.
Well, if I were you, Cuin, I know you know, why not just test the water with your stick? It's a bit green and murky. I mean, is the water toxic? I don't know.
Can Ogvar pick up some pebbles off the shore and just toss a handful of pebbles into the water?
Yep.
You mean you're not going to use the ones that Murdoch
You might want them back.
Cuin, get anything with that? Are you getting anything from your stick there? How deep does it feel?
Any feedback from your stick?
Stick feedback.
It doesn't seem that deep.
No, you poke your stick in, and you can feel solid like stone underneath. You can definitely tell it hit something solid. It isn't sinking into silt or detritus. And it's only about, just below knee deep.
Yeah, it's only about a foot and a half deep, but I don't know. I don't know if I fancy actually walking across in that. The old armour.
Laura's going to knock another bolt on her crossbar.
Yep.
Okay. Are you joining up behind me, are you?
Yeah, I'm going to be stood next to Ogvar.
Well, where's Esther going?
She'll be by you guys.
Okay. Ogvar's going to just have a walk over and see what's going.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's got his tall woodsman's boots on, so hopefully they should.
Yeah. So you're actually walking over to the fountain.
I think so.
Laura will go to the edge so that she's just behind Ogvar.
Yeah.
Is there
Tracking
sort of
him,
land around the fountain, or is it literally the fountain just comes straight
No,
up out
it's
of the
just
water?
coming out of it. It's almost at this kind of slightly cocked angle, kind of maybe leaning towards the right slightly. You can see where it's sunken in slightly on one side, and it's kind of leaning. But it is just coming out of the water.
So does anybody think this is anything more than a broken fountain?
I shall let you know when I finish walking across. Plop, plop.
Yeah. So you start walking your way across. It's still water. It's not flowing. And when you get to the fountain, you can see that it's a broken fountain. And make me a spot check, please.
What? Yeah. It's going to be a 16.
Yep. You can see that certain points around this fountain are carved with the symbol of Avacyn. Not unusual. A lot of decoration in cities and places. A lot of houses, buildings, everything really is carved with the symbol of Avacyn. It's supposed to bring good luck, good fortune. When you look in the bottom of this fountain, where the water would usually be, you find some money.
Whee!
Okay. Do I find it or do I see it?
You can see it. There's money there.
Okay.
You've discovered the Trevi fountain. What are the chances? Middle of a mire.
In
Yes.
there, you
Very, very conveniently.
The only problem with that is it's all going to be in euros.
Yeah. It's all right.
you find 2 platinum.
Ooh.
Ooh.
9 gold. 95 silver.
Ooh.
You haven't just sat there and counted this, by the way. I'm not going to make you do that. And
I don't think I can count that, I?
it's 16 copper.
Okay.
You also find, in the very bottom, a sapphire. A small, very small sapphire.
Okay.
And you just pick these up.
Okay, cool.
What have you got there, fella?
I would say it's a vast amount of money.
Then again, it is a fountain. It's a tradition, isn't it? Throwing money into a fountain.
Yes.
Although I'm guessing that this has probably been here for quite some time.
Yes, we can only hope that these people, their wishes were granted at some point. We can only hope.
Well, that's hugely tempting, actually. So I'm going to walk over to the fountain.
Yep.
Plop,
Okay.
plop, plop, plop.
Plop, plop, plop.
And throw in a gold piece.
Ooh.
Okay.
Is Ogvar
throw in-
going to pick it up?
What?
joking,
Some more has
just
turned up.
You throw in a gold piece.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay, so I'm lazy. I'm
Can you
leaving.
make a wish?
If you're going to make a wish, write it down on a piece of paper and pass it to me.
Oh, okay.
Is this
Oh.
where I say that
Unless you're
exchange
saying it
is
out
now
loud.
robbery?
No, and I'll say it in my head.
This is something for DM.
He's making a wish.
I'm making a wish.
Fantastic, like that.
In my head.
Fabulous.
Always remember if there's anything you want to ask me about or anything which you don't want anyone else around the table to hear, chuck me a note. Scrub it up in a ball set in my head, I might catch it myself.
Okay, so there's nothing else going on with this.
Nothing's happened. So I'm going to plop,
Nothing's
I'm
happened
gonna
now.
plop back out of the water.
Well, that's.
Now I've got wet boots.
Which direction we got to go in from here, Cuin? I say shouting across the. Well,
Yeah.
shouting within reason.
I'll have a look at the compass.
Do I need to walk round or should I just walk across?
It's that way, isn't it?
Ogvar's going to squelch his way back
Right.
Well,
across.
from where we came in, the
We were
statue was northeast.
Yeah, so we're going that
The
way.
what's it was northwest.
You very easily know that you need to go over to the other side of the pond, where you and Caddo
Okay.
and Ogvar
Okay.
currently stood.
Fine. In that case, me and Esther, I guess, will
Yep.
go across.
Esther will also chuck. She'll chuck a silver piece in as she goes past.
Righto.
And she mutters. You see her kind of clasp her hands in front of her face under her chin, and she kind of mutters to herself, and she just walks off after Elora.
It's obviously a thing for
Okay.
religious people.
Done.
I will, well, I'm across the other side. Ogvar will turn to Cuin and say, "Oh, I think this may be wise to keep in the party loot." And I'll hand over the 2 platinum pieces and the 95 silver, the 16 copper, the sapphire. I will keep the 9 gold for myself just to top me
Yep.
coin purse up.
Don't worry, we'll tell you what it is later.
Yeah.
Yeah, sort that one out later. Okay. So, yeah. You're just going to carry on walking?
Yes.
Okay. So, this was very early on, just about half an hour into a walk. You've passed the next 3 hours with no real, there's nothing really going on. Has anybody wanted to go or do anything within that 3 hours?
Can I try and train Murdoch a bit more?
Yep, make me a handle animal check.
Okay. Nat 20.
Oh!
Boom. Okay. So you start ramping up this training. You start off very slow. You start off with your little exercise of go and come back and go and come back. Murdoch's loving it. He's having fun. And then you decide you're going to start ramping up the difficulty a bit. And you say to him, so you, for example, you chuck a couple of pebbles onto the ground as you're walking ahead of you. And you say to Murdoch, go and tell me how many pebbles there are. And as time goes on, you're throwing out little bits of tap pebbles, a couple of twigs, and he's coming back and he's getting the number right most of the time. He'll go, oh,
Cool.
yeah,
Oh.
and he's just now reporting back to you on how many pebbles you've thrown.
Excellent progress there, Murdoch. It's good job one of us is learning to count.
Okay.
Don't know if she's got it right.
Okay. Anything else anybody wants to do at this point? It's about 9 o'clock in the morning.
Well, guys, I think we need to pick up the pace again if we can. Let's get out of this place.
We must be nearly out of it by now.
Surely. We said that yesterday. And the day before.
Yes, but I'll go and make me a spot check.
No problem. That'll be a 10.
Number 10. As you're picking up and retrieving these pebbles which you've thrown from Murdoch, on some occasions you notice what looks like the imprint of a boot.
Okay. So yeah, as I bend down to pick up one of the stones I've thrown for him and he's brought back, I will notice that the stone is sat in a boot print, and just like to draw everyone's attention again. I know it was shrugged off yesterday, but there are definitely boot prints here, and not from us, I do believe. We may have company. Maybe Gallo.
Perhaps we're getting closer to humanity again.
Well, maybe. I mean, the boot print you saw before, the boot prints, but they went in a different direction, didn't they?
Make me a tracking check.
Okay.
Is it the same boot?
That will be 22.
Yeah, with the 22, you look at this boot print.
Yeah.
Yeah? You look at this boot print, and it is the same boot print as the one you found previously. However, looking at it, and looking at your companion's feet, and looking at the wide array of shoes you've got someone with cork Cuban heels, you've got Esther who's wearing some practical boots, yourself wearing long hunting boots, you're wearing heavy kind of armoured boots, and you're probably wearing something similar, I'd imagine.
Hunting boots.
Hunting boots, okay. You're looking at the wide array of footwear, and you look at the footprint. You can possibly say it looks more feminine. It looks like a feminine boot. It's slightly smaller, but not small enough to be a child's. And it doesn't have the same kind of weight or deep impression that someone who is heavily armoured or perhaps male would have.
Has the words Jimmy Choo in it.
Oh, hey. Could I tell possibly their speed of movement? Are they in a rush, or are they just ambling?
You've only managed to find the odd boot print. They actually look quite old in a sense. You can see there's some water poured in some of them. So they look to be older boot prints. So if they've been here, they've probably been long gone.
Okay, I'll relay that to the rest of the party. It looks like it may well have been a female passed through, judging by the size and type of shoe. It's could still be Gallo, I suppose.
Can you tell how long ago she went past?
Quite a while. Not very recently. These must have been here for quite some time.
Are they the same ones you saw the other day?
I do believe so. Yes.
Oh, okay.
I'm quite sure it's none of us.
Female, you say? Or somebody with very small feet?
Yes, but not a child. Definitely adult, I would say.
Okay, I suppose we better keep an eye out, just in case.
Which way are they Are they travelling the same way as us, or are they tapering off?
They are tapering off. You found several prints. No, it's not just. It's just over the next 2 hours or so. You find several of these prints.
Okay.
They're not always in the same direction. So one of them's going northwest, one of them's going north, following the same path as you. One of them's going south, one of them's going southwest. They're going in all sorts of different directions. You can
always
say,
the same type of print.
Yes, you can say it's probably one person who's been travelling around this swamp.
Okay, just to, I've seen this a few times now, and I'm most perplexed. The direction seems to be quite inconsistent. So maybe either they are very local and they know exactly where they're going, or they may be lost.
Swamp explorer.
It would take someone to. Not many people come in here. There's not much reason to come in here, to be honest.
Make a wish at the fountain.
Well, yes, I suppose so, but.
Problem is, we can't really tell which ones are the freshest, so we don't know which direction.
Well, from my point of view, I don't think it really matters. It scares me. I think I'm getting a cold.
Well, damp.
Yeah, a few bad nights, and yeah, it's a bit damp, and it's this fog. I'm sure it's this fog. Let's just go. Let's just push on.
Yeah, obviously, if we come across her, well, any assistance she needs, we could supply.
Well, we can, but I'm
we're not
looking
going
around
looking for her.
Well, no, but let's just push on, eh?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, so you're carrying on. Okay, so next 3-hour slot. Will take you to 12 o'clock on the dot. So, in those 3 hours, somebody pick me 20%.
70 to
Oh,
90.
it's getting smaller and smaller.
It is. You've kind of come out, you've spent a good, long while walking now. And you have come out of this, almost this little dip where this pond was. You've spent a good long time walking past this area. And you've come again into this kind of almost more open space, which is just filled with tumpy grass, boggy holes, general small pools of lying water. It's a flat plain almost with just this standard, what you've been seeing everywhere else. Around your surroundings you can hear all sorts of wild animals moving, creatures moving around. You can't see them in the fog. The fog again is kind of coming close, and you can't see more than about 20 foot out from you. And you've still got this same kind of, if you look at the fog for too long, you'll see it kind of shimmer slightly. You've still got that strange effect going on. You're walking across this plain when, from in front of you, you hear a feminine scream.
No, I say, did you hear that?
Now I'm going to look at the others. I don't think there was any mistake in that.
No way. That may well be the owner of the footprints.
I think maybe we should just move on up and go towards it if somebody needs help.
Yes,
Because there's all sorts of nasties around here, as we know.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Okay. So, you start moving towards the scream. How fast are you travelling?
Fairly, well, I guess we'd have picked up the pace.
Standard walking pace.
Shambling, ambling, running or sprinting?
Shambling now.
Ambling, I think.
Okay, you're walking towards this scream. Okay.
Well, I would have thought so.
Still don't want to risk falling over. And
Yeah.
Okay. So, as you're walking, you can hear more sounds, more kind of screams, grunts. It's definitely the sound. You can hear a woman. Basically, a woman is making these noises. As you begin walking towards Cuin, these noises are getting louder the further you go forwards. Mm-hmm. And you come across a female figure just in the edges of the fog in your field of view.
I say, there appears to be a lady down there, just towards the edge of the fog.
Right. I'm going to move up alongside Cuin. So come out of the line formation that we're walking in.
Yep.
Just come up.
Yep,
alongside.
Esther will probably go along the same side, yep.
Ogvar will move round a bit as well to get a good look.
Let's play spread out the team.
Yep.
Can we see how she stood? Can I make a spot check to see how she stood?
Yep, everyone make me a spot check.
18.
That's a 7 all in from Elora. So the answer is
12 for Ogvar.
We're killing this, people. 8.
Okay. Anyone who's over a 10, basically. Anyone who's over a 10, you get a really good look at this woman. Anyone who's got under a 10, you can see that she is in kind of like almost like a very guarded pose. She holds a long sword in like almost like a reverse grip in front of her face, and she's crouched down, looking at something intently in the fog, which you cannot see. Everyone above a 10, you can see that she is badly, she has got some nasty looking bruises, cuts, she's got some kind of burns, almost looks like acid burns on the exposed parts of her flesh. You can see some of her leather armour she's wearing has been burnt through, and you can see she is in the middle of a fight here. And as she's in the middle of the fight, everyone can roll initiative.
Okay.
Oh well.
Oh, and that 20. It's always nice.
That's a 6 all in from Elora.
9 for Ogvar.
7 for Cuin.
I've just wasted that, haven't I? Because I'm now going to go top of initiative, live and roll a 4.
This creature's initiative is -5. What have I just rolled?
Well, I don't know.
A 5.
Really?
The creature doesn't know it's fighting.
Yeah, it just exists.
You want me to wake it before I hit it?
Right, Right, okay, so let's get an order going here. We've got
That's the only
Caddo.
time we feel confident in it.
Right, so we've got
She's on
Caddo,
-5.
Esther,
Oh, the ones that aren't looking at us. We did a great job on the toad.
Strange Woman, Ogvar.
Is that how we're describing her, the strange woman?
Well, you don't know her name yet. Cuin.
If she stays
Might
alive long
not
enough
if
for
she
us to
stays alive.
find.
She
She's
just
gone with
died.
unknown woman. I mean, strange infers that, you know,
Go through for a wallet, see if she's
got
got a
three,
credit card.
got 3 years.
Well, she's part of the guild.
Yeah.
Got a membership card.
Okay, so. Caddo, what are you doing?
Using my inherent clerical skills, is she giving off any sort of aura that I would recognise of alignment?
Do you have an aura detection?
Well, I'd be able to tell if she was, because I'm a lawful good cleric, I'd be able to tell if she was also lawful good.
She holds no ill intent towards you.
Okay. In which case, while shouting, "We're coming to help,"
Okay,
I'm going to move forward until I'm sort of roughly next to her.
okay. So, yeah, you stood next to her now, or close to her. You still can't see what she's attacking, or
Okay.
has been attacking, or being attacked by.
Sorry, I should have said also, I'll be moving forward with my crossbow.
Okay.
So I haven't changed weapons since my last.
No, I'm still.
I've been constantly carrying a
Yeah,
crossbow as
okay.
opposed to having swapped to anything.
Okay. Is that your turn?
Yes, I shall pause there. He says, "Is it worth?" Has she taken any? Has she acknowledged my existence?
She's glanced across at you and gone here, and like kind of nodded her head at you. But you can tell she's laser focused on whatever is in this fog.
Okay, in which case, no. I'll stop there. I'll just move on up next to her.
Okay. Next up we have Esther. Esther's going to move up kind of between you two behind. She's going to say, "Oh, you all right, dearie? What's wrong?" Okay. Next up we have the woman. The woman is going to take a break from where she is. She's turning around. She's giving her attention to you. She goes, "Please help me. I don't think I can defeat it on my own. I stumbled across it. Please help. Please help." That's her turn. Ogvar, you're up next.
Ogvar is going to. Is run double movement that we move.
Run doubles your movement, yeah.
Ogvar is going to run round to the side.
Okay, so how are you going?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. He's going to go 50. He's going to go to about here. See if he can get a better look at what's going on. To sort of go ahead a bit.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. It is out of your view.
Okay.
You've kind of run round this angle, but almost kind of, I assume, cautiously, because you don't know exactly where this creature is, only that she's looking in a certain direction. So you've run round this angle, and you still can't see where whatever she is fighting may be.
Okay. I can't see anything out there yet. It's eluding me.
So next up we have Cuin.
Okay, well, I'm going to go and stand next to the lady.
Yep.
Just have a quick look ahead, see if I can see what she's fighting.
Nope. Can't see anything. Fog's in the way.
Yeah, can't see the blighter. I wonder what it'll be. I wonder if it's one of those hounds again, with the acid bands.
Is that your turn?
That's my turn.
Elora, you're up next.
Elora will go up between the woman and Esther.
You're going like there?
Yeah, just there, literally between the two. And she's going to say to the person, "Good day, friend. I don't know who you are. We can do this later. What is out there?"
Some kind of ooze or something.
Oh, God. Right. Just the one.
I think so.
Okay, that's all I can do in a 6-second action.
Okay, so it is the big nasty beastie's turn. Big nasty beastie is going to move. You see, coming out of the fog, what appears to be a partially kind of transparent, moving pile of slime, which is kind of flowing over itself as it's moving and rolling kind of towards you. And you see it stop, and it kind of rears up and kind of threateningly kind of comes back down on itself, and it's almost just like constantly writhing within itself. Okay. Next up we have Caddo.
Ogvar wouldn't have seen that from where he was,
No,
though,
you
would he?
wouldn't have seen that. And you can't see the rest of the group now.
So, have I got a gauge of my range of vision?
You can see it.
Okay.
You know that you can see about 20 foot around you.
Right, in which case I'm going to move to about half.
Yep.
This, how far you can see and radius. Are we working on radius or diameter?
I'm going for it's like a 20 foot. If it's within 20 foot of you, you can see it.
So it's not 10 foot either side, it's 20 foot either side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's basically from where you're stood, you can see 20 foot out in any direction.
Okay.
The diameter
So,
the end of the creature.
I'm going to move
Radius.
to there,
Radius.
and then I'm going to
Radius,
cast
radius.
Aid on myself,
Okay.
which is my domain spell, second level domain spell, which gives me +1 on attack rolls, +1 against fear, and 1d8 per level, temporary hit points.
Okay, so what level are you at now? You're at level 4.
Hang on, let me just check that because that sounds like
That
a lot.
does sound like a lot.
I think I might have written that down. No, +1 per level. So +4. So 1d8 +4.
So you should have a box. We'll just make a note by your hit
Yeah,
point that you've got
yeah,
+4. Those will get used
So
at
it's one.
first
Yeah.
if you do get
So
hit.
1d8 +4.
Yep.
6 +4, so 10 temporary hit
Okay,
points.
so make a note of that. Those will get used up before
First.
any of your actual hit points do.
Yep, brilliant. Okay,
Okay.
and that's my turn used.
That's your turn. Okay, Esther is going to... She can't actually see it. She's heard from the woman that it's an ooze. She's just going to stay back. That's her turn. Okay, the woman, seeing this ooze roll forwards, is going to move 10 foot towards the side. And that's her turn. Okay, Ogvar, what are you doing?
Well, obviously this is all unfolding without Ogvar really being aware of what's going on, so he would naturally, cautiously walk forward towards what he thinks
Yeah.
was the last known location.
Okay,
which
so where
would
are you
be-
going?
We're going to sort of go, we've got 30 foot of movement, so we've got 5, 10, 15.
You see it.
Okay, so I'm on my limit, so I can see it from there.
Yep.
Okay, so I know it's an ooze.
Yep, you can see it.
Yeah,
You've
and I
encountered
know-
one of these before.
Yeah, okay, so
Has he?
Yeah, we had one.
Yeah,
we
top
have one
of
at
the
the
tower.
base.
Oh, at the
base,
bottom of the
base
tower,
the base
yeah.
tower.
So seeing that, it's going to bring back memories of what happened to Galor and his armour melting and
Yep.
all that sort of stuff. He's going to think, oh, no, let's stay clear of this one. And he will attempt to fire 2 arrows at it.
Yep, 5 with flanking.
Fire with flanks, that's a +2, isn't
Yep, you're also within 30 foot, so that's point blank.
it? Yep. So that's going to be, you can do quick math. So -2, +2 for flanking,
Plus
and,
1. Yep.
and then +1, so
+1.
it's a +1, yeah.
Yep.
Nat 20,
Oh!
that's on my first roll.
I think
You don't get
they
critical.
don't get critical hits because they're not actually
One of those.
yeah, I think the ooze subtype. Roll your next one, I'll
Yeah.
look this up quickly.
It's a hit.
Yeah, yeah, well, you've hit it. no
Yeah,
matter
but it's
what.
hit.
And then that's going to be a 7, 8, 13.
13. Yeah, 13 hits.
2 hits. Well done.
Okay. Just need to wait for it to find out whether it's critical now.
Okay. So, sorry, oozes are not subject to critical hits or flanking, but it doesn't matter because you hit it anyway. With both of those.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry, so no, there's no critical hit.
The 13 would have been,
A 13 would hit anyway.
but it wouldn't be a 13 because I've got +2 from the flanking.
It would have hit anyway.
You've got to remember it's not very aware.
Okay.
It doesn't have a very good AC, so
Okay,
it
cool.
hits hit anyway.
Right, okay.
Okay, so roll your damage for those 2.
It's going to be a 4 and a 3.
4 and a 3, so that's 7. Okay. Anything else?
I'll just shout out to him. Can everyone see that?
Okay. So,
Anybody?
Yep, we're getting it surrounded. Oh, well, we're slowly surrounding it.
okay, so next up we have Cuin. What you doing, Cuin?
I'm like, oh, it's one of those. Right, I wonder if I can use my caltrops and throw them at it. Might be the only damage I can do. I don't fancy losing any of these weapons.
Yeah, it melted Galor's sword, didn't it?
Yes. Right, so I'm going to put my stuff away and get a caltrop out of my bag.
Okay, so you're getting caltrops out.
And I'm going to back away. Just on the ready.
Just out of clarity, which caltrops are these?
My caltrops that I put on the floor. The other caltrops, so I'd need to ask you lot if I could use those. Because they're not mine.
Okay, so you haven't actually done anything with these caltrops. You've
Oh,
just
they're
got
special.
them.
No, I've got them in my hand. I've put my weapons back,
Yeah.
obviously.
Sorry, I'm about to mitigate
Uh,
and ask you
and
what they
I've-
are. I wouldn't know, would I?
Backed off.
Yep.
And I've got one ready to chuck
Okay,
if
so
I need to.
are you moving back, are you?
Yes.
How far back are you moving?
15, 20 foot, please.
I don't better see anything if you go that far.
You now can't see anything.
That's fine.
Probably
You
a good thing.
Also can't see Esther. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So you've backed off. So what everyone else has seen is you've put your weapons away, grabbed out some caltrops, and then run back off into the fog.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Fine.
Next up is Elora.
Right. So Elora is going to.
You've got to hope he's gone for reinforcements.
She's going to attempt to cast. Yeah, why not? Scorching Ray.
Okay.
I'm so glad you said that. I thought you were going to say orb of acid for a minute. Because we know it has such a success rate.
Especially not if this thing's acidic. No. A scorching ray.
It's getting bigger.
So it's level 2. Level 2 scorching ray. PHB 274 PHB.
Okay.
On it. Okay, so it's a case of roll to hit, isn't it? Okay.
Okay, roll to hit.
No, that's a miss. That's a 4 in total. Here we go again.
Is that including all your modifiers?
Oh, yeah, I've only got one modifier. I've only got a
What
bad.
did you roll?
A 2.
It's sad because you run off hitting the AC.
But that just makes it worse.
I know.
I mean, really. Oh.
But if you look at it, because you're training your dice, you was only one off where you wanted to be.
Go with the spellcaster.
Yeah, the 0 dropped off my dice there.
Hang on. So I just try to find.
Get your crossbow back out.
Yeah, I didn't put it away. Should have just gone with that, shouldn't I?
Next up is the ooze. The ooze is going to take.
A nap?
You'd hope so. The ooze is going to travel 10 foot forwards towards the woman.
5, 10.
Yeah. It is then going to attempt to slam her.
Oh.
That's 3. 14, and it attempts to slam her, and she just dodges right out of the way. Okay.
Left or right?
She doesn't move from her square.
Dodge.
Oh, okay.
She just dodges out of the way of its attack as it
Oh, okay.
kind of recedes back into itself. Okay, next up we have Caddo.
I'm going to cast Light of Mercuria at it.
Okay.
Which
does that
it's going to fire 2 bolts of energy at it,
It's like Light of Lunia, but it's the
but more
cleric.
powerful. Yeah.
Okay.
So it does 2d6 damage each bolt, but I have to roll to hit like normal.
Okay, what's the casting time on that one?
1 standard action. Right, okay, pause there, because I can't actually fire the ray until after the turn I've cast it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've cast it, I'm now holding a bolt.
Okay, so you've cast it and you're holding. Okay, so next up we have Esther. Esther is going to yeah, Esther's just going to move round slightly, so she's going to move 5, 10, 20, 25, 30. Right, so Esther's just moving around. She's keeping it in her eyesight, but she's moving around. Okay, next up we have the unknown woman. The unknown woman is going to... She's going to back off 10 foot that away. 5, 10. The ooze is going to get an attack of opportunity. With a +3 to hit. 5, that's not going to hit. Okay. So, next up is Ogvar.
Okay. What can I see from there? I am 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 feet away.
Yeah, it's moved. It's moved out of your line of sight now.
Okay, but I know which direction it generally went, so I can move up 10 foot.
Yeah, move at 10 foot.
Yeah, so I'm back into its range again.
Yep.
How many people can I see from where I am?
You can see 5, 10, 15, 20. You cannot see anyone from where you are. You can only see the ooze.
Okay.
And the ooze exists.
Not even Caddo.
You're just out of range. You might be able to see him, kind of like his movement, maybe.
I can see.
I have got a big ball of light
I was
in my
going to say,
hand.
does Mercury produces like, yeah, you can see a glowing figure from where Caddo
Okay,
is
yeah.
in
So I'm
magic.
aware of the people are still
Yeah.
there. I haven't pinged off into another dimension. Cool. Right. I will take another shot at. Well, another 2 shots at it.
Okay, roll to hit.
Yep. So with a plus. Yeah. That will be a nat 1,
Okay, roll the other one.
and that will be a 22.
Okay,
23.
you're nat 1. She's going to be saving throw. She can't be flat-footed, so she's going to make straight saving throw.
Oh dear.
+7. Yeah, she'll be fine for that one. Okay, your one shot flies wildly off into. It actually goes over the top of this cube, this ooze, and just disappears to somewhere else. And you hear a ah!
Heads.
And the other one strikes true. So roll damage.
Shoulders, knees and toes.
That'd be 8 points of damage.
Oh, good roll.
8. Okay. So 18. Okay. Anything else you do?
Just shout apologetically. Sorry.
Cuin, you're up next.
Okay, well, I'm gonna. I best get back in. Okay, so I'm gonna go forward
Yep.
to within the sight range of the monster. It's just directly forward.
So about there.
Okay, I'm gonna. I wonder if all of these will do any damage. So I'm gonna throw one of the caltrops
Okay, you're throwing a couch.
at the monster.
Okay, throwing a caltrop. Caltrops are not intended for this purpose.
It's just like a shuriken, surely.
Well, it's just like a stone or anything except for them spiky.
Yeah, it's got a pointy end.
A pokey stone.
Yeah.
That's got to be something out of Pokemon, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, okay. You can make an attack roll, including BAB, strength, -4.
Okay, so my BAB's 4, so I'll just add strength.
Yeah, okay, so roll and add your strength.
Okay. That's 19.
Yeah, okay, you hit. You do 1 point of damage.
Okay, that's better than nothing.
It's more than I've done so far.
You come charging in. I mean, you'd have a +2 because I'm assuming you're going to be charging towards it. You come charging in and you lob this tiny little cow chop, and it just goes blink and then sinks into the middle of the ooze.
Does it dissolve?
Yeah, you see it go blah, 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 and bubble as it dissolves this cow chop. Okay, you doing anything else, Cuin?
Laura's just wondering how many
I'm
more
going to
he's
take.
got.
Can I say 5 foot back?
Yeah, 5 foot, yeah.
I'm still in range to see it.
No, you won't if you take a 5 foot step back.
Well, in that case, I'll stay
Okay.
where I am.
The party found a pond, complete with its wallowing, warty occupant. No chances were taken this time, and with a volley of arrows quickly unleashed, a seemingly innocuous creature was neutralised. Ogvar gathered gems and coins from an old fountain, whilst our cleric made a wistful wish upon it. Moving on, through the mud and marsh, more footprints led to a fracas, as our heroes now attempt to aid a woman overcome the onslaught of an errant ooze.
Thank you for listening to our podcast. Having you as a listener means everything to us. So, whichever streaming service you choose to listen to us with, please give us a like, subscribe and follow. We would love for you to join us on our Facebook or Twitter page, where you can catch up with all of our latest news. While you're waiting for the next episode of Secrets of the Silver City, why not pop over to our website, where you can read all of the information about this campaign, from backstories to setting. All of the links are in the bio of this episode. Join us again next week for the next instalment. Thank you for listening.